दोबारा फोटो दोबारा खींच लो। हो गया? जाना है। Good afternoon. I am JVN Dr. Lily Trivedi, and today I am going to give a video lecture on red rot, grassy shoot and mosaic of sugarcane of MSc Botany 3rd Sem under Food and Biotech. Red rot of sugarcane. Red rot of sugarcane was first reported in 1893 from Java in Indonesia. The accepted name red rot was given to this cane disease in 1906 by Sir E.J. Butler, the celebrated imperial mycologist of India, who was then working at Pusa in Bihar. The disease was first seen in India in 1901 near Godavari Delta of Andhra Pradesh, India. It became an epidemic in 1939 to 1940 in the eastern UP and Bihar. In 1950, it has caused a lot of damage to the sucrose content in the varieties COJ 312 of sugarcane. The symptoms of this disease appear after the rainy season when the plant growth stops and the sugar formation starts. The third leaf from the top starts yellowing, and later the infected cane becomes shriveled, the rind shrinks, and the cane becomes light in weight and can be easily broken. There is reddening of pith with clear white areas running across the width of the cane. Here you can see the pictures of the red rot of sugarcane, the symptom of the leaf, and the central portion which is showing the red color. Here you can see the acerbulae, the conidia, conidiophores, and the falcate or sickle shaped conidia. These are few more pictures of red rot of sugarcane, clearly showing you the symptoms, the acerbulae and the conidia. The causal organism of this disease is Coletotrichum falcatum, and the perfect stage is Glomerilla tupumenensis. The fungi causing this disease occur in two stages. These are the asexual stage, which is called anamorph or imperfect stage. The perfect stage or the telomorph or the sexual stage, it means when the fungus reproduces sexually. It is a soil-borne disease. It is the systemic position is of the kingdom Mycota fungi. Division is Eumycota. Subdivision is Deuteromycotina. Class is Coelomycetes. Order is Melancholiales. Family is Melancholiaceae, and the genus is Coletotrichum, species Falcatum. The disease cycle over here shows the infection is occurring through the roots and the stalks and the wound. There is pinkish to red color discoloration of the pith. The fungus overwinters in the debris but rarely in the seed. It survives as perithecia on the surface of the stalk, and these perithecia release ascospores, and these ascospores again release conidia and are spread by the wind or rain. The disease management can be done through use only disease-free sets. The sets treatment consists of carbadazine at the rate of 2.5 gram per liter of water for 30 minutes. The hot water treatment, in which the sets are dipped for 8 hours at 52 degrees centigrade or at 54 degrees centigrade for 2 hours. The hot air treatment consists of 54 degrees centigrade for 6 hours. The removal of infected stools, the crop rotation consisting of 2 to 3 years, and use of disease resistant varieties like COS 767, COS 840, CO 1148, CO 1158 and BO 32. More varieties are CO 975, 1148, 1158, 1336 and 661. COS 561, 574 BO3, BO10 and BO47. In the integrated disease management, we consider together all the practices like agronomical, biological, chemical, physical and all others together. For the preventive measures, we can use the resistant varieties, removal of crop residue from the field, biological crop residue treatment, healthy seeds and planting material, sowing time is changed and crop structure. The second disease which we are going to study is mosaic of sugarcane. The sugarcane mosaic symptom in sugarcane are currently associated with 4 diseases that are caused by several viruses. These diseases are the following: the mild mosaic caused by sugarcane mild mosaic virus SCMMV, the streak mosaic caused by sugarcane streak mosaic virus SCSMV, striate mosaic caused by sugarcane striate mosaic associated virus SCSMAV, and mosaic caused by sugarcane mosaic virus and sorghum mosaic virus. Here the sugarcane mosaic virus SCMV, we can see the symptoms. The leaves are showing contrasting shades of green characteristics of the sugarcane mosaic. The mosaic is identified primarily by its leaf symptoms, as with most of the sugarcane diseases. The symptoms may differ in intensity with the sugarcane variety, growing conditions and the species or the strains of the virus involved. In Florida, however, only SCMV has been identified so far. The most distinctive symptom is a pattern of contrasting shades of green, often the islands of normal green on the background of paler green or yellowish chlorotic areas on the leaf blade. Generally, the chlorotic areas are diffuse, but they may be sharply defined in some sugarcane clones infected with certain strains of the virus. The infection may be accompanied by varying degrees of leaf reddening or necrosis. The chlorotic areas are the most evident at the base of the leaf. The chlorotic areas may also be present on the leaf sheath but rarely on the stalk. Young, rapidly growing plants are more susceptible to infection than more mature, slower growing plants. The leaves showing contrasting shades of green characteristics of sugarcane mosaic disease. It is transmitted through mosaic infected seeds by an aphid. The alternate hosts are maize and sorghum. The control can be done by planting virus-free sets and avoiding the retuning of diseased crops. The prevention and control is crop of maize and sorghum are good hosts of vectors such as Raphalosyphum maedis and should not be grown near the infected sugarcane crops. Altering the time of planting and harvesting so that they do not coincide with the high aphid vector populations can reduce the disease. It can also be managed by eradicating the SCMV by roguing infected plants and have been rarely successful. Saccharum spontaneum L and Saccharum barberi Jesuit carry resistance to this mosaic, and so the varieties with this background must be preferred. The spontaneum canes from Java possess a high degree of resistance to mosaic. The use of resistant varieties is the most effective method of mosaic control. Planting mosaic-free seed cane is essential. We rogue out the diseased clumps periodically and select the seeds from the healthy fields as the virus is set born. So the aerated steam therapy at 56 degrees centigrade for 3 hours before planting is advised. The third disease which we are going to study is grassy shoot disease of sugarcane. The host is sugarcane and pathogen is a phytoplasma. The symptoms are there is proliferation of tillers, which gives it a typical grassy appearance, hence the name grassy shoot disease. The plants appear bushy and grass-like due to the reduction in the length of the internodes. There is premature and continuous tillering. The leaves of the infected plant do not produce chlorophyll and therefore appear white or creamy yellow. The leaf veins turn white first as the phytoplasma resides in leaf phloem tissue and include leaf chlorosis. There is no cane formation. Transmission. It is transmitted via seed sets or planting material by phloem feeding vectors as aphids and it also spreads through insect vectors. The management. Control of vector is by spraying malathion or dimethoate at the rate 2 ml per liter. The plant disease should be controlled by using disease-free sets. Remove and burn the infected clumps periodically. Avoid retaining in the problematic areas. Hot water treatment of sets at 52 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes or aerated steam therapy at 50 degrees centigrade for 1 hour is followed by steeping in fungicidal solution of carbendazine at the rate 0.05 for 15 minutes. So this is all. I hope you have gained a good knowledge of sugarcane diseases. Thank you very much. एक बार आप देख लो फोटो